Hey guys, TJ here. We just arrived in sunny Georgia at Real Rollers headquarters. Super excited to be here. We're gonna get a nice tour. We're gonna meet up with Lee Purcell, the owner of Real Rollers, but also we're gonna check out the new Revolution 26 that just came out, just got our hands on it, and we're gonna do some mowing today.
Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
TJ, man, nice to meet you. How was your drive?
It was good.
Awesome.
It's beautiful out here, man. I love Georgia.
Real Rollers.
Yeah.
Let me give you guys a tour. Let me introduce you to the guys too.
Sounds good.
There's Hayes.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey, nice to meet you.
TJ, good to meet you.
Awesome. Welcome.
I'll take you to the back of the shop and meet Isaac, and I'll show you around. Here's Isaac.
Isaac, what's up, man? We've been talking a lot, but I haven't seen you.
There you go.
Nice and tall. I like that. Finally, somebody my height.
Just look each other in the eye.
That's it, man.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, let me show you the shop.
Sounds good.
Back here is where we keep everything.
Sweet.
Come on back, and we'll show you the mower. So this is where we actually make the rollers by hand.
Jeez.
So those are our smooth rollers. We have some of the groove rollers here, but literally, this is where they all will be assembled and put together.
Nice.
We do about
so they're all assembled by hand.
assembled by hand.
That's awesome.
Like 2,000 or 3,000 we'll do a year. So these are the McLean end plates
Yep.
for the height adjustment, true cut, trimmer. Point is, we literally source it all and make it all here by hand.
That's awesome.
Usually in the off season.
Yeah.
So, we'll get everybody back here and we'll get an assembly line going and we'll go through, 1,000 or 2,000 before the year starts.
Yeah.
I'll show you there where a bunch of our inventory is. So we try to bulk up in the winter and then during the season be able to focus on customer service.
For sure.
Here's some of this is
Yeah, it's Ron Henry.
some of the Ron Henry stuff we do. Ron's right around the corner.
Yeah.
He lives about 5 miles away, just a super cool guy.
Yeah.
I got to know him 3 years ago when we were focused a lot on True Cut because he did a lot with True Cut at the time. These are 3 of his items that we ship for him because it's easy for us and he's local and he comes and will restock us and we'll get them out for him in the mornings.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then we have, these are some of the orders going out today for UPS and USPS.
Nice.
So we package everything in this area. Usually these conveyor belts are all loaded up and usually do shipping, I don't know, from about 7 a.m. until usually like 10 or 11.
Okay, nice.
And then get all the orders out each day.
Nice.
Shipping,
How many orders are you guys doing like a week in the busy season?
Probably 500.
Wow.
We usually, big days will be about 100 a day.
Wow.
We're open 5 days a week, so Mondays are always crunch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think this is about 40 right now. In total is what we had last night.
Nice.
So that includes mowers and stuff. And there's the other parts of the rollers. But then over here, we have a bunch of our parts and accessories. Every type of chain, connecting links for every brand of mower.
Dang.
These are some McLean parts. In the future, we'll be selling a lot more McLean parts.
Nice.
These are this section over here is going to be all for the Revolution.
Yeah.
For parts that are coming in.
Jeez, this is a big roll right here.
Oh yeah, so this is pretty. This was the stock. So that's the stock Revolution roller. And then this is the one we had custom made.
Oh, this is for the Revolution.
For the Revolution,
Holy cow. Jeez.
We were keeping this thing grounded. I mean, you will feel this thing is
Holy cow.
an absolute tank.
Dude, that's a beast.
It is a beast.
I thought that was for like a triplex or like something
So
or other.
if you compare that to our regular rollers are about 2 1/4 inches. This is 3 1/2. I mean, it is. We wanted to keep this thing planted, and we do.
That's big. That's a huge. That's a huge upgrade right there.
Huge upgrade. So those are just some of our spare parts for the different iterations that we did as we were testing.
That's crazy.
We talked about this. This was the creation of our fins.
Oh yeah, the fins. Yeah.
So this is how we got our directional fins that we could adjust each one. And we sat out there and tested every single angle, pulled it out, changed the angle, did a little handyman cutout so the reel.
Just so that the grass would like literally just perfectly go
disperse perfectly
into the bucket.
And it wouldn't all end up on one side.
Right. That's annoying.
Which is annoying. And it's time consuming. If it can be fixed, why not fix it?
That's awesome. Each fin is at a different angle to point the grass in perfectly.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
And it's awesome. And it turned out when you see it work, you're like, oh, I mean, it's just.
I'm excited.
It's pretty cool. These are some of our how to cut stickers. Again, little things, right?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't a manufacturer make their mower?
Oh, so like for McLean, for
True cuts,
trimmer.
trimmers.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's cool.
We made one for every model, whether it's the 25-inch or the 20-inch. Very simple, but
Yeah.
It's little things like why wouldn't you have that available?
That's awesome.
So all of our compound that we get made for ourselves.
What's your highest selling grit?
81 pound for sure.
81 pounds.
81 pound. We'll probably sell somewhere around, I don't know, we'll sell a good many.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into too much, but yeah, we'll sell a good many. These are our adapters we make for the True Cut. So these are for backlapping.
Nice.
Then we have our trimmer backlap adapters. And as I mentioned, like we literally will start with this plate, these collars, this axle, and we'll have them all welded here in house.
Yeah.
Then my kids will come in here and they'll put these through, and then we'll take
so the backlapping kits were made by your kids. That's awesome.
A lot of times. I got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they want some allowance money.
Of course.
They'll come out here and in the wintertime and make some. And
it's not child labor laws if it's just allowance, right?
Yeah, and it's just your kids. No, they love it. They love being part of it. They've learned. I mean, I wish as a kid I would have learned so much about being an entrepreneur in small business. They've gotten a lesson in business that you just can't teach.
Yeah, of course.
Understanding things like that. So we've got our Sidekick mower stand, just to make backlapping a little easier and access to the reel and bed knife.
Okay.
We've got service kits for the Hondas, the GCs, I'm sorry, Briggs & Stratton. And then give you a pretty cool comparison. So we started making our own bed knives.
Yeah.
And our bed knives are lights out. I'll show you the difference on this table real quick. So you'll see a lot of the True Cut, this is direct from True Cut.
Okay.
That's their OEM. You'll see they usually have a little bit of a bow. This is ours. It's a heavier duty material.
Oh yeah.
It's got a higher lift to it, so that when you're actually putting one of these onto a new mower, this one they have to backlap it and already wear it down to make it true, because one, it's got a bow in it usually. Two, it's got a paint on it. So they have to wear that paint off. Ours, I mean, if you look, it's got our logo on the back of them, but these are a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
A higher lift to give you more meat.
Yeah.
And also has a little bit higher of a depth, and they're spot on.
Yeah.
This is longer. And they're $30 less than what you have to get from the True Cut. So not only getting a better product, but you're also getting a less expensive product.
That's cool.
So we've done that with almost every manufacturer, is create our own bed knives.
That's great. I don't know why there's paint. There's literally paint on the face right there.
It's everywhere. I'm not sure why. We actually sent 10 of these because we ran out for a week. We sent 10 of these to a dealer in California. And they emailed us yesterday and we're like, hey, we want you to take these back. We want these again.
The good ones.
We didn't know. We literally have to bring theirs back and send them 10 of these. So yeah, there you go. Some of the products that we're starting to make.
That's cool.
And source ourselves.
That's great.
Cables and belts for all the different mowers.
Yep.
This section here is all of our trimmer parts. So there's our California trimmer parts, and then these two sections are all of our True Cut parts and assemblies.
Nice.
Clutches, things like that, grass shields, tires that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Reels. So we got everything here we keep a pretty low inventory on the shelf.
Yeah.
But then we're loaded with inventory up around.
Oh yeah.
So we don't, even though the shelf space may not look like a lot, the reality of it is that everywhere in this building there are boxes of additional product. And then we have our rollers.
All the completed rollers.
So this side's smooth. So we've got our McLean 25s, 20s, trimmer 2025s, and then our True Cut 2025s. And then this side's grooved. So we've got our, again, McLean 20s, 25s.
Does groove outsell smooth?
80 to 20 for sure, 80%. Yeah. Most of the customers have smooth and they're upgrading.
Nice.
To the grooved roller. And is there a visible difference? I think there is, but you can't see it, right? Yeah. I think the reality of it is it makes sense.
Yep.
One, it does help the mower track straighter.
Yep.
For sure.
It doesn't drift as much.
And technically on paper, it should give you a better, more consistent cut, but I can't say from standing far away whether it really does that. I think that'd be false advertising, Yeah. We're always trying to be transparent about things.
Of course.
And then here we'll start to get our grass toppers.
Yeah.
This was by far, the most underrated product that we sell.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people don't realize how great they work.
Well, I had a guy the other day message me and be like, is there like a trick to, he had a cattle trimmer.
Okay,
cattle trimmer. So is there like a trick to like keeping all, he's scalping, keeping all his grass? I'm like, yeah, actually there's like a grass topper, you should use one of those.
Yeah.
Because you fill it up maybe halfway and it's all just spraying out and it's terrible.
The videos we do when we scalp out of here, it's mind blowing, even when you mow. I mean, I did this out of frustration, 100%. Like it was because I was so sick of, visualize this. Your grass is looking beautifully green. It's like we're in May and you're starting to hit that sweet spot. May, June, you're like, okay, this is dialed in. I'm ready to put my black mulch. We have black mulch at the house because I like it to pop off my green grass.
Yeah.
So I lay out the beautiful black mulch and I go to mow with my catcher so I don't get grass all over my brand new mulch. And the crap flies all over the mulch, right? And it's a true frustration. Or let's say, you know, I have two boys. I need to make it to a football game or a basketball game, right? And when we're mowing, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to mow and blow. I'm gonna throw the catcher on so it gets the leaves and all the debris so it looks clean when I'm done. But when you mow with the other catchers, all the leaves fly. It's the only thing it doesn't catch, right? So I gotta blow anyway. So this was truly made out of like frustration. It's been a thought of mine for 10 years.
That's awesome.
And now that we made them, it's like, man, they work amazing.
Basket covers.
Yeah, it's just so simple, but it's
so
like,
simple.
Why didn't they do that?
Done.
So that's
awesome.
That's the toppers. Then we've got this right here is all rollers. So you can see we've got inventory built up for all the rollers are on both sides. Just because they're so big that they take up a little bit more space.
Yeah.
When we start getting our containers of mowers, it looks like we can hold generally about 400 of the Revolutions.
Nice.
That's what this spacing is that we got all the shelves refit. So those are Revolution boxes. So we've been scaling all the different pallet racks to make sure when we get them. But we have, you know, we have 260 coming at once. It makes for a couple good days.
Yeah, and they're all going to be gone anyways.
And they're all going right out the door.
Storm right now anyways.
Absolutely. One of the things that I wanted to do was when we bought this building and this property, we have 3 acres. One, we wanted room to expand. 2, we had to move every year for the first 3 years because we kept growing so fast. But more importantly, I wanted a turf park. I wanted a place where people could go and like really mow with every brand of mower. Because the reality is, whether they buy a McLean, a Trimmer, a True Cut, a Revolution, a Swordman, if they get into real mowing, they're a fan of ours. Like we're a fan of theirs. So we've just, even when people come in, we don't buy a mower that we sell. It's still super cool to have one more person into the real mowing space.
Of course.
So we'll have, these mowers are all for demo.
That's great.
20-inch, 25-inch versions, and we'll take you out to the turf park, and you'll see people are coming today. We'll have usually 5 to 10 people.
Nice.
Come in, and they'll just want to go out there and mow. And they'll come and mow.
I should do that in my house.
Yeah.
Hey, come mow my grass.
We'll come back to this beauty, but this girl's, this Revolution's yours.
This is it. Woo! Got the black.
Yeah, you got the custom black gas
goodness.
tank. We'll come back and do a little more detail on this. We're going to box this up for you today and go through all the specs of it. But we have this one sitting out for you so you can see
it.
Black cover. These are the fins.
And this is that roller, man.
This is that beef.
That roller is just absolutely massive.
Look how cool this is. People don't,
that's sweet.
We took that to a whole new level. It's not a sticker.
That's metal.
It's the little things, right?
That's cool.
Let's talk about the bulletproof siding over here.
Yeah.
You can see out of the plate.
It's actually bulletproof right there.
So yeah, it was just the little things that we'll share more about.
That's awesome.
We get a deeper dive into it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's a big machine.
Wait till we'll get you out here mowing here in a little bit.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about the generations.
Yeah.
So this good story. You want behind the scenes, you want the real story, you get the real story.
Yeah. Real story.
This is the first mass port that was in the US. It came just like this, but it was green. So when we wanted to make, this was the first one that we tested. This has been at my house for 2.5 years.
Nice.
Briggs engine. It has been beaten. It has scalped. It has taken on the world by design. We wanted to try to run this thing through all the ringers. Has the original roller on it.
Yeah.
Everything, right? Nice. Was originally a spin ground reel. Has the Zerks. Has no side plate. No height of cut. It was this one. To make it move is the same as the Rolux.
Okay.
So it's got a centrifugal clutch. So to make it self-propel, you start it, And for it to move, I'll show you real quick. So for this mower to move forward, it doesn't move. Right? You can only get it to move by putting the RPMs up. The reel spins, and now it'll move.
Got it.
But if I idle down,
a lot of steps.
It won't move on its own. That's one of the designs that we wanted to change from the very beginning. Now the grass catcher, that's a funny story. When we were making our first full color, full logo mower, we made it with a black mower that's, I guess it's in the other room. But this plastic cover, when we put the wrap on it, all the paint from I took it to a paint shop, like an auto paint shop. And they painted the whole mower black, put all the logos on it. But when we put the wrap on the plastic catcher, and you pull the peel away off for the wrap, it took all the paint with it.
Jeez, so it's got the green stripe. Huh?
So it's got the green stripe. So we ended up having to use a metal grass catcher, which is this one. Because when they pulled the paint off, when they went to pull the wrap off, like you have to do, it wouldn't pull the paint off of the metal. Now, all of the Revolutions, like this one, which is a final product, it's a plastic catcher, and they come black, so you don't have to worry about anything coming off.
It's just
but it's the trials and tribulations and the phases that we went through with the mower.
That's crazy.
This is a couple different generations. This was the very first one with the Briggs engine. Then we wanted to test out the roller, grooved roller, as well as wanted to test out the ground control. And this was the first mower that had the relief ground reel on it. So we started with the roller, and this is the relief ground reel, and the Honda GX engine. So once we verified...
So this is, you're getting closer right here.
Getting closer, but it still had the bail. Didn't have the independent clutch. Doesn't have any of the plates, any of the stickers or plaques. So then we took that one, and we evolved over to getting our paint scheme right. So this one has our QR code. It's got a single bail in the back. It's got the grooved roller on it, the relief ground reel on it. Still didn't have this height of cut. The height of cut was originally, as you can see, it was what everybody else does. It was just a sticker, and we're like, that's not good enough.
Nope,
that's not good enough.
Not good enough.
So we took the sticker idea, turned it into a badge with a sweet spot area in green, made it bigger, easier to see. Still didn't have the plates on it yet. So it still wasn't balanced.
Definitely shoot this with a gun and it would go through. This isn't bulletproof yet.
Not bulletproof yet. Test it out. You'll see the first version didn't have the neoprene handles. The foam.
I like the neoprene.
And one of the things you'll find with these mowers, you're mowing in July. You're sweaty, it's slippery. The vibrations of a mower.
Not great.
Is so comfortable when you get out there.
For sure. Absolutely.
You can adjust your height up and down. Of course, folding the handlebars makes these things really small.
Who would need to adjust the height up?
I don't know who would need to do that.
6'6". That's necessary.
That's necessary. And then this is the one we'll go out there and test. This is this is the final.
This is it. This is the bulletproof one, right?
Bulletproof. There's nothing this one doesn't have. We just had 4 of them air shipped in, including yours. To try to get some out there. And get some videos done. Let people test them out and give some feedback.
That's great, man.
So this is the one.
And it's got the metal height of cut gauge. That thing's awesome. Relief cut. Dang, it's a beautiful mower.
You want to go outside and give it a try yet? Or
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Let's get you going.
Let's do it. This
is Empire or El Toro Zoysia. It's a fat blade. I call it lazy man's grass. It's my favorite. It's at my house. It's lazy man grass because it looks thick, but the blades per, like, say, cubic inch, is not a lot. So it's easy to mow, and it doesn't grow very fast. Very disease resistant. So this is it's called El Toro, but the older version was called Empire Zoysia. Then this middle one is my Nimbus. This is Xeon. It's thin blade. Super hard on reels. I mean, you have to, it gets diseased very easily and gets really wet. So we scalped these about 2 weeks ago. The funny part that you can probably see if you look at this, I know you can see it. So if you look at these, you see the line difference? So this, and we did this on every plot. That's why I love doing this. This was a parking lot. So we brought in all this dirt, elevated it up, and built the turf park on top of it. But we did this on every one of them. What we did is last July, I was mowing over there. And I did a pass, and I wanted to be at 5/8, right? I did a pass, and I was like, it doesn't look very low. and I came back on the same run.
Yeah.
And it took off a ton of grass.
Yeah.
I went down again, it took off a ton of grass. And what the reality was, the grass had gotten so dense that I was so on top of it
Yeah, you're floating.
that I had to do a height of cut reset.
Yeah.
So then my mind, the way I think is, well, does it really make a difference if I do a height of cut reset on the turf?
Yeah.
So you'll see, only on this side that I do the height of cut reset. Here we didn't. So we scalped them both down to the same thing 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But for some reason, doing that height of cut reset, first off, last fall, this side was blazing. So much, a total different color than this was that didn't get a height of cut reset. But you can see the way it's coming back up, even though they're scalped exact same time this February, which was like 2 weeks ago, this one looks just so much better
Absolutely.
than what's going on here, which was moisture, the sun not getting to it.
And this wasn't ever like height of cut reset. This was kind of just like
nothing.
Just kind of just maintained.
Kept maintaining at 5/8. And then this one's the same way.
It's the importance of the height of cut reset. Man.
I didn't realize it until you do it, right?
Yeah.
And somebody at home doesn't do half the yard. They either commit to all or nothing, and they never know.
Exactly.
So you can see kind of the line. The line's still in the middle. And then of course we did that over there is our Bermuda Tiff Tuff, and that's where we have our it's Rye Nor's annual rye that we put in, and
it looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful. I gotta admit, it looks awesome.
Really nice. Yeah, we pulled up. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. So I think we'll go over there and mow, but let me give you a little tour of the mower.
Give me a 101.
101. So to change your height of cut, we'll just simply turn this knob here.
Okay.
And you can see it changes the height of cut on this side. So we'll bring her down to 1/2 inch.
Okay.
We'll try about 5/8, right in the middle of that. It looks pretty good.
Super easy.
That's set. We have the on-off on the GX.
Yep.
Obviously that's pretty standard. So this will control your throttle.
Okay.
So the more RPMs you want, the more you go. This will control your ground speed.
Okay.
Harder you push, faster you go.
Okay. So it's like, yeah.
And then this will be turning your reel on or off. Cool thing about the comfort that you're going to find, and everybody will find that they don't realize, is I find myself my hands like here, and I'm just thumbing.
Yeah.
So when I go forward, I'm thumbing, but when I want to turn at the end of my run, my hands are already here, and it's just so it's crazy. And you're just playing with this to do any kind of forward motion. It's so smooth.
Are you? So you're just kind of slowing it down a little bit to make the turn.
Yeah, and then back in it. And if I have to do like a 3-point turn, you know, I'm pulling myself, using it to go forward.
Can it go backward pretty easily?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You're gonna get a chance to try it all.
Of course. Oh, that's actually very easy.
So let's get our choke on.
Where do you like to keep it at?
Well, right now we're gonna cruise over there. So
All right.
you can use this.
All right.
And you can throttle up whatever you want to do.
Whoa, that's awesome.
You can do whatever you want to do.
That's awesome.
So if you want to go faster, you can throttle up.
Easy. Oh yeah, that's great.
It's grounded.
I mean, yeah, it just wants to like go forward. That's so nice.
When you're ready to engage your reel, turn her on right here.
That's awesome.
And off you go.
It just goes right back.
Yep.
That's it. That's nice. All right. I'm gonna rip a stripe right here.
Rip it. I'll bring it down a little bit. Let's try that height.
So it's on, and you just go. Nice.
You can see the fins shooting it out perfectly straight. You see the fins?
So easy.
You can go for the deep stuff too.
Do the big stuff.
You can go for deep, you can do whatever you want, bud.
I gotta go with the stripes.
So we're taking off a lot of grass. That's why 1.5 inches.
Oh yeah.
Or 1.25 inches, that's at a 1/2 inch right
It's
now.
a beautiful cut. So what's the? I guess you just gotta get used to the edge right there.
Yeah, it may be so much of it that it's just lining up. Run over again and see who goes. I think you cut it. I don't know, I can't tell.
I'm gonna do double stripe.
far and missed a little line here. When you're done with the reel, just pull the reel back. Throttle it down. Do you want to move?
Yeah.
It'll move.
That's
down.
so nice.
What are your thoughts?
That's okay. So first thoughts.
I'll give my shadow out here.
It seriously just wants to go forward. Like, as opposed to like some reel mowers that I've done, it's like you're constantly trying to push it forward. That thing just like wants to go forward,
Yeah.
which is nice. The width of it is amazing. 26, that's a lot. That's awesome.
How's it feel behind the wheel?
Behind the wheel is easy. It's probably the rear drum, the rubber drum, helps with traction, especially up there. But then, yeah, you're right. On that turn, when you're just pushing it, it's kind of just flinging around.
It just goes right around.
It's a beast, but it does not feel like a beast
We've
when
got
you're
more
turning
to do,
it.
so climbing that thing, that's wet.
Oh yeah, didn't even slip.
That's not even the issue.
Didn't even slip.
You're laying some 6 stripes down.
Yeah, man.
And we took off. I mean, we took
it was
off
chunking it.
an inch of grass.
That was chunking it.
I mean, if you look, yeah, that's not our traditional best practice right there.
But it was even. When it was throwing it, it was like super even because of the fins.
Wasn't that cool to see?
Super even. Typically, you see that coming off that right side, but
right.
That's so nice.
And
man.
I was gonna get the grass catcher because you can see it landing perfectly in front of you, right into the grass catcher, and you see it in like perfect lines.
Yeah.
Like, and it just starts to fill up.
That's so great.
Evenly across it.
Yeah, most impressive thing was especially up there. It just went up that hill like super easy. Really easy to turn, but again, it's like a beast. Like I can't lift this thing, but it felt like a 50-pound mower.
I think one of the cool things, I'll let you do it if you don't mind, is, you know, these rollers can come in different configurations, designs, and a lot of times you'll see those kinds with the washers, right?
Yeah.
And the downside,
like independent spinning.
Yeah, but they're like, it looks like a big old washer, very thin. And the downside of that is when you try to turn, they dig in because they're sinking into the soil. That's true. So we by design, we tested. I can show you upstairs. We have like 15 different rollers we tested when we made this. But we realized we have to have some meat. Yeah. So that when you go around a curved area, the mower still slides, but you still get the benefit.
Otherwise, it's just like a bunch of wheels.
Yes, and you're stuck in that direction. You have to lift up to turn.
That doesn't make any sense.
It plants itself too deep in the wet soil.
Yeah, I didn't feel any sliding. I didn't feel any like, no fighting. I don't know, it's just easy. QR code here. They'll take everyone to a how-to page. That's great. And that page is gonna be dedicated to having videos that are put up from reviews, videos on how-to, unboxing, any resource. It'll have the parts, owner's manuals, everything's just right there at their fingertips. That's great. Also, this makes a lot more sense than having it on the left side. Does it to you? So much more sense. Because, I mean, I've got a Toro at home, and I'm used to, you know, it's just right here. It's right. Intuitive, you know, it's right there. Good. Same thing with this. If I got to shut the reel off, kid comes in, my natural instinct, especially because I'm right-handed, is whipping that back. It's such a small little thing that we thought, you know what, why? It would be awkward on this side. Why not have it on that side? It'd be super awkward on that side. So we totally good switch there. Yeah. You want to do I'd love to see you go around. If you want, let's try your hill sideways. Let's cut the grass. You said your front yard's got a little more sideways. Got a little bit of the hill, yeah. Let's cut the grass. All right, let's see. Nice. You'll be able to see what you're cutting on.
You did a test we hadn't done yet on the rye. You see how that even it is? So these two fins, these two fins was creating air. Yeah. Right. So you would see no grass is really coming out on this side. So now that's even. You did not once have to stop to scooch around and do all that. No, it's full. Yeah. It is full now. Yeah. That's awesome.
So I just got to mow with this thing. When I say this is super easy and intuitive to use, that's exactly what I mean. So a couple of features I want to point out that like really stood out to me, but also just like, it just makes sense. They just absolutely make sense. First off, this thing can move without anything running, without the reel running. If I turn it on, it'll also roll. So it's independent from the reel itself. Sometimes I gotta be rolling out of the garage and I don't want the reel to be mowing, but I also have a little bit of a hill. So I don't wanna be accidentally chunking the sidewalk or chunking a rock, something like that. So that's huge, to be independently driven from the motor versus the reel spinning. So that's huge, step one. Step two, big change that actually happened from the original design versus this design is these controls are actually flip-flops. So this is the reel control. So when I push this forward, the reel starts spinning. This was on the other side. It didn't make any sense. So swapped over, makes a ton of sense. If you've ever used a greens mower, that handle right there is right here. So this just totally makes sense. This is the throttle right here. So I can throttle it down to where it's just kind of running a little bit lower of an engine, but also I can do full throttle and it's solid. Another awesome thing that I love is this handle right here. This controls the speed, the ground speed. So if I push it all the way forward, this sucker's going real fast. So I don't know if you caught it on camera, with the rear drum roller being rubber, I can actually start going really fast. If you want to go slow, if you want to take your time, maybe the kids are crying inside, maybe the wife's saying, hey, after you're done mowing, you got to clean the dishes, something like that, you can go nice and slow. So this actually, if you just barely push it forward, it'll start going slow. Maybe take your time mowing a little bit. Another thing I really like is the height of cut gauge, and also just the controls for the height of cut. This controls the height of cut right here. So it's super easy to go down, up, like it's just a turn, that's it. The height of cut gauge is a metal plaque. It's not just a sticker, it's not gonna be scratched up. It's actually a metal plaque that also has a recommended height of cut green spot to where it's just the optimal performance of the Revolution 26. That's where the clip rate, that's where the reel, the 6-blade comes into play, is about that 1/2 inch is gonna be like absolutely perfect cut. Any lower, it's still gonna be a great cut, and you can go lower, but it's just gonna give you an optimal range right there. Lastly, this is like the most highlighted thing that I can say. I don't know if you noticed it, but going uphill, super easy, but the way that I turned it was even easier. The turning radius on this thing is super, super easy, but as soon as I turn it, it wants to go down. And as you saw maybe in the intro coming through the warehouse, this thing is solid. This thing pulls that mower down. So when you're flipping it around, it instantly wants to go down to the ground. It's not wanting to rock up, it's not wanting to come up or bounce. That thing is solid to the ground. I love that. So as heavy as this mower is, it actually feels like it's about 50 pounds. So if you're worried about too heavy of a mower or something being too heavy, it doesn't feel like it. So those are quick highlights that I love about this mower just after initially mowing with it. And I know you will too. So hope that helps.